Ladies and gentlemen, we are finally here for the biggest race of the 2015 season. We are here for the 2015 Daytona 500 to kick off this the 2015 NASCAR Spring Up Series season. 43 drivers are entered in this race. 43 drivers made the show, but only 42 are on the grid. We will talk about why or what driver is not in today's race. But first, on the front row, a 38 of David Gilliland won his second career pole in the Daytona 500 after winning the pole in last Sunday's pole day. Alongside this, number 5 of Casey Kane, the highest he has ever started in this race. Row 2, we have the driver who won Budweiser duel number 1, Matt Kenseth, in the number 20, alongside the number 88 of Dale Earnhardt Jr., who finished second in his duel race, right behind the 5 of Casey Kane. Row 3, we had a 31 of Ryan Newman, alongside a 15 of Clint Bowyer, Austin Dillon, Carl Edwards, AJ Allmendinger, and Jamie McMurray will be a top 10 in the Daytona 500. Now, the driver who did not or made the show but will not be racing is Brian Scott. Why? Because I can only get 42 cars in this race, so Brian Scott is the odd man out, but he will be credited as finishing 43rd in the Daytona 500. That way, he will get a point for making a race. That is pretty much it. All of the pre-race news. Let's send it down, check out, or let's send you to the full starting grid for the 2015 Daytona 500. All 42 cars are rolling on a final pace lap right before we go green. On the front row, David Gilliland won his second career Daytona 500 pole, alongside Casey Kane. Won the outside front pole on pole day, also won his dual race. And Dale Earnhardt Jr. right behind him in second on the outside lane. Right outside the top 10, we had Denny Hamlin and Kyle Busch from Joe Gibbs, Paul Menard, Danica Patrick, and Kyle Larson. That is your top 15. Martin Truex, Brian Vickers, Jeff Gordon, Trevor Bayne, and Casey Mears. Coming down for the green flag. The 58th annual Daytona 500 is underway here at Daytona. And Gilliland gets a good jump on Casey Kane. Kane has his teammate Dale Jr. behind him, and he's giving that 5 a pretty big push entering turn 1. The guy who really did not get a good jump was that 20 car of Matt Kenseth. Was not there to get that 38 to push when he needed it. So now the 5 and the 88 working together on the outside. And because of that big push from the 88, Casey Kane will move by the 38 to take the lead away. And Ryan Newman making a 3 wide in that 31 car. And he'll have his teammate Austin Dillon behind him. And Junior pushing Kane out in the front. Carl Edwards falling back on the outside. Not a lot of help, no help on the outside for the 19. Clint Bowyer in 3rd place. And now Junior is going to leave his teammate hung dry on the outside. He's not going to help the 5. He wants to lead and he wants it now. Earnhardt Jr. to the lead with Clint Bowyer. Bowyer finished 42nd in this race 1 year ago after blowing an engine. There's Ryan Newman, Austin Dillon, near pole center from 1 year ago. And Bowyer going for the lead in the 15. 3 wide now for 3rd place. Casey Kane falling back with no help. Newman has Gilliland behind him. There's Allmendinger on the inside. Side by side for the lead. Clint Bowyer on the inside. Dale Earnhardt Jr. on the outside. Gillen is in that third lane with Casey Kane. Both of them are really falling back because no one is up there. No one's strapping with them. They're going to the back unless they get third lane going very quickly. And Junior is still hanging tough on the outside of Clint Bowyer. He has Ryan Newman pushing the 88. Bowyer has Austin Dillon. And how about that 47? That is AJ Allmendinger. Surprised everybody when he made the chase 1 year ago after winning at Watkins Glen. It's still 3 wide. Kevin Harvick below that yellow line. That is out of bounds here at Daytona and Talladega. And whoa, real sideways. Nearly spins that Budweiser Chevrolet out. Let's see if he can merge onto the track quickly and safely without causing any damage or any wrecks. And already back here is the 19 of Carl Edwards. What is happening to Carl? David Gillen and Casey Kane are back here outside the top 20. Kyle Busch and Danica Patrick now on the outside in that third lane. That's where we saw the 38 and the 5 a while ago. And Trevor Bayne going below that yellow line. Why is everybody going below the yellow line? It's Justin Allgaier, Sam Hornish, and Almirola. That 43 spin out. Yes, he did. He needed slam the inside wall. Caution is out. Possibly for the 43 of Eric Almirola. And up front, 15's gotten passed by Ryan Newman, and now Newman battling Earnhardt Jr. for the lead. Caution is out here at Daytona. Newman getting a push from Bowyer, but Kenseth pushing Jr. to side by side for the lead. Who will lead us under the yellow flag? But Eddie has the advantage. Coming down to the line, Newman trying to fight back, but it's the 88 of Earnhardt Jr., your leader at Daytona. Ryan Newman second. Matt Kenseth, Clint Bowyer, and Jamie McMurray, your top 5. 4 of the top 5 are all Daytona 500 winners. Junior, Newman, Kenseth, and McMurray. And there's the 43 of Eric Almirola. What has happened to the Smithfield Ford? Let's get a replay. Riding along with Eric Almirola, and as you see his teammate Sam Hornish right there, he clipped the little inside wall. And here he comes again. He's going to hit the inside wall once again. A lot of damage in the 43 of Eric Almirola. Not sure why he was below that yellow line, why he did not try to get up there. We saw his teammate Sam Hornish below that yellow line. Trevor Bayne, I believe it was Bayne and Allgaier. There he is right there. It's like something makes turns to those cars, and right there, he almost had to miss that little press in the wall. Pretty much reached out and grabbed him and spins and hits the wall, but that's not the worst of it, and not even the end of it. Right there, Almirola hits the wall again. That will pretty much do it for Almirola's shot at the Daytona 500. No word on if he will be able to continue. I don't believe he can. We'll find out, but let's send it back to the green flag. NASCAR's 3 top series, National Series, will be heading to the Atlanta Motor Speedway for next weekend. On Saturday, we will have the doubleheader of the NASCAR Xfinity Series and the NASCAR Tipping Wheel Truck Series on Saturday. And next Sunday, it is the Cobalt Tools, or whatever the race is called, at Atlanta. The Fords of Honor 300 at Atlanta. And that is also the race where we will be debuting the double file restarts. We're not having the double file restarts here at Daytona, but we will start doing those next week, hopefully next week at Atlanta. The 43 of Eric Almirola has took his car behind the wall. We just got more than Alex Bowman in the 7 car. Tommy Baldwin Racing has took their car behind the wall. They've had a something with a tire go wrong on the number 7. So Bowman, Almirola will finish 41st and 42nd. We've already talked about Brian Scott will finish 43rd. After he qualified for the 500, but We can only fit 42 cars. And Scott is the odd man out because he was the last guy to get a spot in the field. Going back to green. On lap number 10 to 30 out. That means we have 21 to go in the Daytona 500. Dale Jr. will get us back underway. Ryan Newman, Matt Kenseth, Clint Boyer, and Jamie McMurray. Then Dylan, Menard, Allmendinger, Gordon, and Hamlin in top 10. A lot of Chevrolets at the front of the field. But we do got those Toyotas of Matt Kenseth and Clint Boyer at the front of the field. Not far behind them are their teammates Hamlin and Vickers. Highest score in the race right now is Trevor Bayne right back here in 14th place. And give a little call to Cole Witt up here in 15th place, having a great run in that 35 car from Front Row Motorsports. And here comes Ryan Newman back where he was when the caution came out on the inside of the 88. The only difference is he's going to be clear of the 88 coming out of turn 4. New leader, the 2008 Daytona 500 champion, Ryan Newman. He was one spot away, 1 point away from winning his first career championship 1 year ago. Now, he moves high, picks up the outside lane, but Clint Boyer does not go with him. Boyer makes a move to the inside. He has McMurray behind him. Austin Dillon, last year's Daytona 500 pole center, and Jeff Gordon making his final start in the Daytona 500. And Brian Vickers had a big run as we just saw, just drilled by Trevor Bayne. We have a lead pack, and then we have a little separation, and then we had the big pack, not really a big pack, just scattered all over the place back here. Brian Hornaday, Reed Shorts, kind of lost the draft. There's David Reagan, Bobby Labonte, Jed Burton, Carl Edwards back here. What is happening to the 19? Newman hangs on to the lead. Boyer was not able to get around him, so Newman hangs out in front after going winless last season. How big would it be for Ryan to get a win in the Daytona 500? That would be his first win since joining RCR at the beginning of 2014. Boyer back on the inside of the 88. Earnhardt. Where's Casey Kane at? The 5 of Casey Kane was on the outside of the front row. He's back here in 20th place, or now 21st. Newman out front, now Boyer trying to get around the 31, and here comes Junior making the 3 wide. No one goes with him. Hung's right on the outside. It's Dale Earnhardt Jr. Kenseth did not go with him. He stays behind Newman. Side by side for the lead now, Clint Boyer and Ryan Newman. 2 drivers who went winless last season, along with McMurray. Although he did win the All-Star race last year, McMurray did not score a points-paying win last year. Austin Dillon, he has never won a race in the NASCAR Spring Up Series. And now Junior falls outside the top 10 as Brett Keselowski, Kyle Busch, Ryan Blaney have caught the lead pack. Now Joey Logano and Casey Kane are closing in as well. Justin Allgaier starting to lose to Jed Burton, Bobby Labonte, David Reagan, Hornaday, and Sorensen. And now Boyer side by side with a Toyota teammate, not necessarily a real teammate, but manufactured teammate, Matt Kenseth. And Kenseth getting a big push from Allmendinger down the back straightaway. He moves to the outside of Newman possibly. Allmendinger makes a 3 wide as he's coming out through the middle. He leaves a 20 hung dry. Just like Junior, Kenseth on the 3rd lane with no help. Now Boyer moves high to pick up Allmendinger. Here comes McMurray on the bottom. A lot of great racing as both lines are fast. Boyer to the outside of Newman. Now Boyer is in that 3rd lane. The lane of death, you can call it, because everybody who gets in that lane fall back. Look at the 88 and the 5 and the 20 now, the 42 and the 15. Now Newman hangs on to the lead with McMurray in 2nd. Austin Dillon, Jeff Gordon making the 3 wide. Look at that 24. Getting racy here. as we are just now past the halfway point in the Daytona 500. Out in front is Ryan Newman, Jamie McMurray, and some cars hitting the wall. And there goes Stewart up the track. Clex Boyer. Caution is out. The big one at Daytona strikes on lap 15. Stenhouse gets through it somehow, but a lot of guys do not. Danica Patrick involved, Jimmy Johnson, Jeb Burton, Matt Kenseth, Carl Edwards. One of the fastest cars here, Clint Boyer, involved in that 15. Cole Witt is involved in the 35. Jeb Burton, Bobby Labonte, Justin Allgaier, Kevin Harvick, David Gillen, your Daytona 500 pole center, involved. Sam Hornish, Tony Stewart has damaged, so does Carl Edwards. Kenseth, Annette, and Patrick got involved, so does Keselowski, Yaley, possibly Larson. Stenhouse, we somehow got through that. Might have got some cosmetic damage on the 17, but if you're gonna sell a race up front, that would be a great miss for the 17. Ryan Newman was the leader. Let's see what happened. It all started with the 14 of Tony Stewart. Let's get the replay. Alright, we are running along with the 14 of Tony Stewart because that is where the crash seems to erupt. Coming out turn 4, right there, Boyer comes down and Stewart looks like he might have tried to win the 47 of Allmendinger. Right there, Stewart gets involved. There's Cole Witt. What a heartbreak for the 35 of Witt running up in front in the lead pack. We'll show what goes on back here first. There's Sam Hornish in the 9. He's already running in the back of somebody. That twisted T4, it is damaged, and there's Labonte and Allgaier. Let's see how these two guys got involved. Oh, Labonte ran into Boyer, and Allgaier, he ran into Labonte, and this Witt, and that's what happened to the guys back here with Stewart. They still kept on crashing up here. There's Kevin Harvick, who had it missed, but right there caught the rear end of the Tony Stewart, sends him up into Allmendinger, bounces off the wall. Allmendinger turns Harvick. Look at Stenhouse thread the needle. Man, that is impressive. Plain luck right there. Then Johnson gets turned, and look at Carl Edwards up on his left side wheels is Keselowski, Michael Annette in his first race with It's Scott Motorsports. Big mess back here. Some of the cars that were really fast early on involved like Clint Boyer and Matt Kenseth and Carl Edwards and David Gillen. Cole Witt was in that lead pack. He got involved. What a tough wreck with that 35 car. Got to feel for him the most because that front row is number 35 and they don't have the resources like Boyer and Harvick. And Johnson, who was also involved in that 48 car. One of the luckiest guys on track is Ryan Newman, and he will lead us back down to the green flag when we return to Daytona. We are almost under 10 laps remaining in the Daytona 500 to kick off the 2015 NASCAR season. We saw Kevin Harvick win the Sprint Unlimited, and then Matt Kenseth and Casey Kane won the dual races on Thursday night. Tyler Young picked up his first career truck win in the Truck Series race on Friday. Ty Dillon, who missed the Daytona 500, won yesterday's Xfinity race. And now today, well, final race here at Daytona before we pretty much start our normal schedule on the regular tracks next week at Atlanta. Ryan Newman, Jamie McMurray, Jeff Gordon, all three former Daytona 500 winners. They've combined 5 of these races. Gordon obviously has the most with 3, but then he got to Austin Dillon, won the pole here last year, had a solid rookie season, wants to start out the season strong and maybe try to get in the chase. He's running 4th, never been to victory lane. Paul Menard only has that one win at Indy back in 2011. Then Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex, Brian Vickers, Trevor Bayne, and Dale Earnhardt in top 10. Kurt Busch, Ryan Blaney, Kyle Busch, Joe Logano, Kane, Biffle, Stenhouse, Castle, Mears, and Larson. Annette, Hornaday, Sorensen, Johnson, Keselowski, Patrick, Allmendinger, Kenseth, Stewart, and Yaley is slow in the 23. Out of the race are Clint Boyer, Bobby Labonte, David Reagan, Jed Burton, Sam Hornish, Kevin Harvick, Cole Witt, Justin Allgaier, David Gilliland, and Carl Edwards. Not really the way Carl wants to start his career at Joe Gibbs. But of course, this is only race 1. Newman leading McMurray, but Jeff Gordon moving on the inside. Austin Dillon makes it 3 wide. We saw Ty Dillon get that number 3 back in victory lane in yesterday's Xfinity race. Can Dillon get that number 3 back in the victory lane at Daytona, but in the Cup Series? It's been over 16 years since we last saw that number 3 back in victory lane in the Cup Series at Daytona. Newman leading Dillon on the inside. Gordon with no help. Has Menard, but he's too far back to help that outside line go. And with a lot of cars damaged and out the race, or at least falling. Oh, we've got another crash. McMurray and Earnhardt in the wall. Can McMurray keep it spinning in without getting hit? He does. Great job for Jamie McMurray. Something happened with him. Dale Jr. now falling back on the outside as he hit the outside wall. I forgot what I was talking about, but Ryan Newman looks like he will win the race back to the line. As Newman is having probably a great race so far in the Daytona 500. Let's see what happened with McMurray. Looks like the 78 of Martin Truex Jr. turns McMurray right in that left side of the corner panel, which is not where you want to be drafting or bunt drafting. And just really a simple spin from McMurray. No harm, no foul, just lost a lot of track position right there. Alright, we are going to go back green. Ryan Newman, Austin Dillon in your front row. Or not front row, your top 2. Chevrolet. But then Denny Hamlin, the only Toyota into the top 5 until you get to Brian Vickers there in 7th. Hamlin will be 3rd, and a couple more Chevrolets. Paul Menard, Kurt Busch, and Jeff Gordon. Brian Vickers, Trevor Bayne, Joey Logano, and Ryan Blaney up here in 10th place. And JJ Elliott is 1 lap down in that 23 car. Truex, Biffle, Kane, Mears, Kyle Busch, Stenhouse, Larson, Earnhardt, Annette, and Ron Hornaday having a great run for the first race for the Motorsports Group. Allmendinger, Sorensen, Keselowski, Castle, Johnson, Kenseth, Patrick, Stewart, McMurray. That's the top 29. JJ Elliott is 30th, 1 lap down. Also, a reason why I'd be big to win this race, that a win could put you in the chase for the Spring Up Series chase this season. Last year it was Dale Jr. who was the first guy to lock himself in the chase. Ryan Newman, Austin Dillon, and Denny Hamlin in the top 3, coming down 5 to go at Daytona. Dillon went high. That was not a good move. And here comes Denny Hamlin, who won Talladega last year. That race at Talladega, restrictor plate race, was his only win 1 year ago. And he gets by Dillon and is pushing Newman on the bottom. How about Paul Menard, Kurt Busch, Brian Vickers have never won the Daytona 500, neither has Denny Hamlin. Trevor Bayne, don't forget that 6 car, he knows how to win here at Daytona. He did it great in 2011. Paul Menard at the inside of Denny Hamlin. Ryan Newman has been out front for almost this entire race. Has been blocking inside and out. Has been ahead of all the wrecks that we have seen today. And is in position to win the Daytona 500. Ryan Newman, 4 to go. The fans are on their feet cheering on all of their drivers. And now Menard makes a move to the inside. Paul Menard won that big race at Indianapolis in 2011. And now Brian Vickers in that 55. That Aaron's Dream Machine pushing Menard by Newman. This side by side for the lead. Forget Menard. Vickers says he wants that lead and he wants it now. Brian Vickers to the inside. His teammate Clint Boyer ran at the front of the field a lot this week, but this race but wrecked out. Now Vickers It's time for him to lead up here. He wants that lead. He's going to get it away from Paul Menard. And he has Trevor Bayne pushing Brian Vickers. Behind him is Logano. Ryan Blaney is up here in that 21. And all of a sudden, Ryan Newman, who was running up front, leading every lap, is now falling back almost outside the top 10. And look up front, Trevor Bayne is there. Trevor Bayne getting pushed by a fourth teammate, Joey Logano. Kyle Busch is there on the inside. Can the 18 get up there and make something happen? Blaney is. On 21 goes the inside of Jeff Ford, puts him in the middle. Menard pushing Vickers. Logano pushing Bayne. They're side by side. There'll be 2 to go here at Daytona. Trevor Bayne trying to win his second career race, his second Daytona 500. How about Martin Truex in that 78? Vickers hanging out in front of Bayne. Now he clears the 6. Leaves Menard on the outside with no help. He has Hamlin, but not enough cars on the outside to go anywhere. Here they go again, Bayne and Logano. Trying to get something happening, trying to get something formed. They're on the inside lane. Vickers blocking both lanes, but opens up the door. Here comes Trevor Bayne. Trevor Bayne on the inside. He has Logano and Blaney. I think these drivers who are driving for us gotta work together. But Vickers getting a great push on Paul Menard to have enough cars in the outside lane to keep that outside lane going. Can Bayne get anything going on the inside? They're door to door, but Vickers has the edge. Entering turn 1. I think Vickers might have a great shot at this. They keep that outside line going. But can Paul Menard make a move and go for the win without pushing the 55 to the win? After spinning gears in a part-time ride after losing his ride at Red Bull Racing, look at Paul Menard to the inside of Vickers, pulls a block. After spinning gears as a part-time driver for NWR, got a great opportunity to run this car full-time last year. And coming down, Ryan Vickers in the 55 is going to win the Daytona 500 and kick his 2015 season on a high note. Vickers wins the Daytona 500, picks up his fourth career win in the NASCAR Sprint Cup Series. Ryan Vickers does it at Daytona. And Paul Menard gets second in that 27 car. Trevor Bayne third. Denny Hamlin fourth, and Joey Logano, your top 5 here. Oh man. Menard had a move made, but Vickers pulled a block. And he is a Daytona 500 champion, Ryan Vickers. Paul Menard, Trevor Bayne, Denny Hamlin, and Joey Logano, Ryan Newman, Jeff Ford, Ryan Blaney for the rest of the 21 team. Kyle Busch and Martin Truex, your top 10. Austin Dillon, Casey Mears, Greg Biffle, Kurt Busch, and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. with the top 15. And here is the rest of the field. Eric Almirola had that crash early in the race. He will finish 22nd, and like we already said 2 times, Ryan Scott made the 500 but was not able to race because of the limits. He will finish 43rd. Oh man, I am out of breath. Ryan Vickers got to think he's out of breath as well. And also, Vickers right now could be in the chase for 2015, but we still got 25 more races. That is all here from Daytona, and that is all of Speedweeks. The biggest race of the year is in the books. Now we get ready to go to the Atlanta Motor Speedway for the Florida Savannah 500 and the doubleheader on Saturday for the other 2 series. That is all here from Daytona. I'm Eric Burton from MJ531, and we will see you next week at Atlanta. Goodbye, everyone.